Similar to what we did about 2 years ago in Arcadia Hills. This person has small children and is concerned as a parent about the safety of these children and the way traffic is going through intersections without stopping or slowing down. So, we, the board, we asked the chief of police, who's a professional policeman, to look at this. And so the police department has come up with the proposed plan for stop sign installation. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 stop signs to be installed at Hamiltonian Park. So, with that, are there any persons who would like to comment on this? And if you would, you need to go and say your name and your address in the microphone that's being delivered to the podium.
Well, that's right, Ken.
My name is Ken Obremski. I live at 45 Lord Magic Circle Drive in Hamiltonian Park. If there's an issue of danger, some adults being injured because of something that could have been done to prevent it, who can be against that? Certainly, I don't want to see anyone hurt. I would have a couple of questions that I would like answered before this was like, has there been any incidents? I have never heard of one myself in the 40 years I've lived in there where there's been a problem. I know for a fact that if indeed occasionally, and I'm happy to say that it doesn't happen very often, someone does speed through, and I tell you, you will see every other neighbor running out, waving at this guy, and almost throwing rocks at his car to slow him down. So it doesn't happen very often. It's not, I haven't perceived it as a problem. I also have a question about the police department report. Indeed, is this just a response of the police department? Well, you asked me, so this is what, where I would put them. But did the police department themselves think it's a good idea to put stop signs up? Or are they just responding to the supervisor's request for it? And these are just questions going through my mind. Obviously we're not going to have a police car sitting on every corner there. And we were talking about the potential danger of someone looking, so here's a stop sign so I can cross. But people are going to ignore those stop signs. If they're going to be speeding, they're going to ignore a stop sign. And I just wondered the real value of this, as opposed to an inconvenience to people who are driving carefully, especially with 12 stop signs. There are hardly that many intersections in the development, but 12. And so I really wondered the value of this whole thing. Plus, and this is, another little small point, what does it cost to put up a stop sign? As an expense to the town. So these are all reasons. I don't see any reason. I don't know why we have to have them, other than one person said they're worried about their child being, which is an honest fear, but,
Right. Okay, thank you. Dan?
Dan Mario, 21 Knapp Terrace. Just taking off Mr. Obremski said. I'm pretty up and about in Hamiltonian Park. And the one thing that Mr. Obremski was talking about with the police chief picking the stop signs, I think it might have been a bad idea if he would have conferred with a resident or a couple of residents that live in the community to know where the problem areas are. Because if you approach this chief, he's going to do the best he can to show how safe he can make this neighborhood and put up as many signs as he can. But we might not need that many signs in Hamiltonian Park. There are certain areas in Hamiltonian Park where people do move a little faster down some roads than others. And I know those roads. I see them going down this road, some of these people, and people have come up to me and brought that to my attention. So I know the problem roads in Hamiltonian Park. 12 signs, that sounds like a lot to me in that community. And also taking off with Mr. Obremski said about having a stop sign in one stop sign in Hamiltonian Park. What I might see happening down the road is, especially if there's 12, if somebody's getting ready to go to work in the morning and they're a little late, okay, there's a good chance
puppy.
Those- Almost up the,
It's a goal. I'm sorry, you can't play good. My battery's going dead, man.
But 12 stop signs, I mean, picture this, somebody's late for work in the morning, okay? And they got to get out of Hamiltonian Park with 12 stop signs. It might take them 5 minutes longer to get out of Hamiltonian Park. So I could see with 12 stop signs, some people ignoring some of these stop signs, especially when they come down to an intersection. They can see both ways, no cars coming, and no eyes around looking at them. Okay, they might get a little lax at that stop sign, you know, and maybe at first do a little bit of a rolling stop, okay, and then at times, when nobody's around at night, okay, they might completely ignore the stop sign. And where I'm going with that is that the aggressive driver, you know, who does take a little extra time to, does speed a little to a community, they might be pushing a stop sign a little, and pushing the limits of it and getting a little lax stopping. But what's going to happen is that you'll end up with somebody crossing that intersection, you know, who might be depending on this person stopping at that intersection, you know, the pedestrian. Meanwhile, this person, after so many months or whatever, got to be a little lax in stopping there, might end up blowing that stop sign. So there could be a potential of a problem here, you know, where somebody gets dependent on people stopping and they don't, because they get used to going through the stop signs. My suggestion is there's a problem in the community on Yankee Maid Lane. That is the long street. That's the street that people tend to make some time down. You know, if we're going to do anything to make the community safer or accomplish what you want to accomplish with the stop signs, some portable speed bumps might work fine. You know, just put them in the ground, you know, and I know during the wintertime the guys want to get through with the trucks, you know, you just pop them up during the wintertime, but at least we'll get some protection out of it.
Okay. Thank you. Doris, would each person turn off the machine, see which one of these is going? Turn off.
Mine's off.
No. Okay, stop with that one. Now turn yours back on and see what happens. Oh, stop. Okay, well, let's try and see where we're at now.
Okay. Hi, my name is Doris Obremski. I also reside at 45 Lower Magic Circle Drive in Hamiltonian Park. And it's unusual for me to agree with my husband, but I do agree with the first part with what he said. And I would just like to, I have two questions and then a comment. My questions are, how will this decision be made? What's the process? And the second one is, you said you were going to do a study, and so I just wanted to know what that study entailed. Was it how many, or is it just from the police chief?
No, we're not going to do the study. Basically, we requested of the chief of police and his department to go look at this, and based on their professional police prowess and experience in that subdivision, come back to us with what they recommend. And so this is what they recommend.
Okay. I mean, can we find out from them what they base the need for 12 stop signs would be? I ask that because we've lived there 41 years. We've been very glad we made that decision. And I would venture to say the population has decreased. I think we added 3 homes in Hamiltonian Park. We raised 7 children in our home. They are gone. Susie and Dan next to us raised 5. They are gone, and there's 3 small children now. I don't think many other people had large families like that. So I would venture to say we have fewer people. And we have lots of cars. So I would just like to know what he based that on. I would definitely go with Dan with these speed bumps if we need something. I personally, I'd much rather see that. I mean, I'm around there. We're all retired people. We drive in and out there all the time. It's a very quiet place. I mean, we grew up with our kids playing ball on the street, roller skating, biking, and we taught them safety. But if there are areas that it has been shown that cars are coming in fast, well, let's not put kids in jeopardy, let's put speed bumps there. That would be my request. So anyway, my question about the police chief, can we